Let's go. It's for my town, bruh. I know we've been abused. I hold us down, bruh. That's either win or lose. Wait, what I'm talking about? We ain't finna lose.
Add positivity to the universe or making an impact on the community. And just that it actually inspired me. And today we're here with Miss Ravae Powell. She is a real estate agent, and she keeps my feed filled with positivity, and she asks the right questions and makes you grateful for the small things. And without further ado, Miss Ravae Powell.
Hello. Hello.
Now, you are not from Dayton, but you live in Dayton.
Yes.
That automatic, just the fact that you are putting on from the city makes you eligible to be a Dayton pioneer. You don't have to be born here. You don't have to be raised here.
Okay.
But as long as you care about the community, that's how you become a Dayton pioneer. And it doesn't seem like you're doing it for the gram. You're doing it to take care of your family and help the community that you live in.
That's right.
The purpose of the show is to inspire and inform. And
well, I am not from Dayton, but I feel like a good part of my childhood, I was here. My dad lived here, and he had a business downtown. Him and my stepmother, they held a business here in downtown Dayton for many years.
Okay.
And it was, it was really successful. They were able to show me like having community events, being involved with the people around you. Like they would have First Fridays and just different things. And at the time it was like, wow, this is kind of like that, New Jack City, like that, you see people that are, that look like you doing positive things for the community. They knew people in the government. They knew people that had good jobs, factory jobs, and everyone was able to come together and have that great experience all the time. So when I was a little girl, I said, I want to be a business person too. Like my biggest dream was to be like a businesswoman.
Okay.
But then I decided to go into healthcare.
Okay.
I went to something and they said, oh, you should go into healthcare. You're going to get a good job. You'll be able to go to school and do all these things.
American dream, they fed us.
And that's what I did. I went to school. I got a trade first, and I got my STNA license or certificate. Did that, and then I went on to nursing school. Found out that I did not want to be a nurse.
Okay.
And I changed to being a respiratory therapist.
Okay. The power of the pivot.
Right.
Power of the pivot.
I had to pivot because my daughter ended up having asthma, and I said, well, why am I going to school to be a nurse when my daughter needs help with her lungs?
Right.
And I want her to have the best chance she could have.
Okay.
So I went and changed my major to respiratory therapy.
Okay.
I did that for a while, ended up climbing the ranks, got a second degree so I could go into management. Okay. And I ended my career in healthcare as a director. I had 3 departments, I had lots of employees, but my cup was not filled.
Wow.
It wasn't filled, and I had just got my real estate license too. So I was like, okay, I looked at my career narrative that I made when I was in high school. It said that I was going to go to college, I was going to get this job, I was going to become a supervisor, and then I was going to become a director of a hospital. And I did all the things I set out to do in that career negative. And I did not feel good. I didn't feel good about it. I didn't feel like I was really helping people.
Okay. We were raised under lies, and I'm starting to realize that everything we were taught to believe was lies. We realized that actually going through the process is different than what the process has been led us to believe is like. They don't factor in things like racism, things like classism, and how they affect the experience of a particularly Black woman. You know what I mean? It's like basically 2 strikes against you, for lack of better terms. And it's a different experience where women always have to work twice as hard to get half as far. So I think that possibly could have took some of the steam out of it too, because those are hell of an accomplishments for you not to be fulfilled. Do you think that probably had a role in your experience in those roles and in those positions?
I do feel like it was constantly, what do you have on? Why is your hair like
Microaggressions.
that?
Exactly.
Why are you doing this? So a big thing that I was dealing with when I was in the corporate world, I would have what you call microaggressions. So there would be people who would say, oh, well, why are you dressed like that? Well, wait a minute. This other woman had on the same outfit and it was okay for her to have it on,
Right.
but it's not okay for me to have this on.
And what's funny about that is whataboutism. And they use the hell out of it, but they scorn you for saying just worry about yourself. But they'll use that whataboutism. You know what I mean? If you challenge them, you know what I'm saying?
But I did challenge them, and I challenged, and therefore when I decided to go into real estate, and I'd already been building my portfolio and working with different clients, and when I severed everything with the corporate world and went into doing my own business solely, I knew that I wouldn't have to answer to those norms anymore, and I could be my own boss.
Right.
And when clients work with me,
Pioneer-ish.
they work with me because they want to work with me, and I don't care what someone looks like. I don't care what they believe.
Right.
We all work
It's none of
together
our
because we have
business.
a goal. And
Yes.
they chose me and I chose them.
Yes.
And it's not about, oh, well, you have to look like this, conform to something.
Right.
You can be yourself and you can be the best you can be in your business. So that's what I do every day. I look at myself like, okay, how does it feel to be your own CEO? And that's what I am. I'm the CEO of my company.
Yes.
And I come with excellence. So I make sure I dress every day to serve my clients. I make sure that I give them that experience that they might not get with everybody else. I do what the other person won't do to give them that.
Okay.
And I don't care if they're buying a house that's $20,000 or if they're buying a house that's $1 million. They're going to have that same customer service with me.
Wow, that is fascinating. Take note, all business owners, please take note, because that's how you get to the next level, is care about the little things too. I want to thank you for stopping by to conclude the Women's History Month special. This was a very special project to me because it happened just like that. And I'm here to inspire and inform. And I came to the 6888 and I was so inspired that I had to just interview every woman in eyesight that is of pioneer stat, and they're doing pioneering things in the community. Again, thank you for stopping by. It was nice to meet you. You have a great day.
Nice meeting you too.
Dating Pioneers, Nat Turner II, out.
See, cause failure is an option we ain't finna choose. So if you didn't know, you need to get used to me. I'm trying to place dating back up where we used to be. That mean I gotta put the crown on my city's head. I read the news and then I heard that my city's dead. And so I ran into the mortuary and came out with a corpse I've been forced to